blessing to be. Beloved community, where we discover divinity, uncovering who we are in our beloved community. A section. Take it. Doesn't matter where you've come from, doesn't matter what you've undone. All that matters is you're here now. Keep an open heart and spirit, work it out. Beloved community, we gather in unity. All are welcome here, all are blessed and a blessing to be. Beloved community, where we discover divinity, uncovering who we are in our beloved community. Uncovering who we are in our beloved community. Uncovering who we are in our beloved community.
Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in Santa Rosa. I'm Russell Aguirre, your assistant minister, and I'm so glad to be here with you today. And can we share some love for our fabulous band for waking us up with some beautiful music? If you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And this is an African proverb that's always inspired me. And from time to time, I like to zoom out and take a look at the whole of human history. And I do this because it inspires me. It inspires me by the creativity that I see expressed over and over when two or more gather together in a common cause. Every time that we come together in unity, problems that at once seemed insurmountable become nothing more than another step on our collective journey. It turns out that we're built for unity. It's in our nature, and each time that we can recognize this, we build something new and lasting and beautiful together. And this is why our center exists, because it's a place where we can recognize that our spiritual nature is one that is strongly rooted in unity, and where we together can uncover just what's possible when we gather in service to our common cause to foster a world that works for everyone. Our community is guided by a vision and a mission that helps to support this common cause. And would you please join me in speaking those out loud? The Center for Spiritual Living is a spiritual community that promotes global transformation through personal transformation. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. We are motivated by a compelling global vision that inspires us to bring the gifts of compassion, integrity, and loving kindness to the world through our programs and teaching. Together, we are helping create a world that works for everyone. You can find this global vision on the front page of our website, CSLSR.org, by clicking on that link titled We Are One. And part of this global vision reads that we envision a world where unity and connection are emphasized. And we teach 5 foundational spiritual practices here at our center to help us to achieve this vision. And would you please read those out loud with me? Spiritual study, affirmative prayer, meditation, selfless service, and spiritual circulation. Our center uses flowers to send messages of love and appreciation to one another. And today's flower dedication is for Norma Miller and is from her granddaughters, Nicole and Brittany. They say, Norma was a beloved member of the center for over 40 years, where she was a volunteer and well known for her warm and loving hugs. She passed peacefully with family by her side. She will be missed by many and loved forever. So thank you, Nicole and Brittany. Now is the time of our service where we would like to extend a very warm welcome to our first-time visitors. If you're a first-time visitor here at our center, would you please stand or raise your hand as you're able? We would love to bring you a flower and a welcome packet as a token of our gratitude for you joining us today. I know that somewhere within the music, the meditation, the prayer, the practices, and Dr. Edwards' message today is exactly what you need to experience for the next step of your spiritual journey. Please know you are very welcome here. I invite you to sit back and relax and enjoy some music before our short time of silent contemplation and prayer.
Living Spirit, I am grateful. Loving Spirit, I am free. So many gifts upon my table, loving kindnesses to me. Living Spirit, I am grateful. Loving Spirit, for the way, for this rich, abundant living every single day. And I give thanks for the knowing. I give thanks for the way your love is overflowing every time I pray. And I thank you, God, for one good day. Oh, living Spirit, I am grateful. Loving Spirit, I am free. So many gifts upon my table, loving kindnesses to me. Living Spirit, I am grateful. Loving Spirit, for the way, for this rich, abundant living every single day. And I give thanks, oh, for the lowing. and I thank you, God. Oh, I thank you, God, for one good day.
Oh, how warm, how comforting, how wonderful it is to come together in wholeness and oneness, that understanding, that feeling, that Spirit Divine is all that there is. It is here. It is here now. It fills this room and every place. What a feeling just to feel this, know it. With every breath I take, with every word I speak, I know the divine. And every cell in my body is singing, orchestrated by the divine, is singing a song of joy-filled gratitude for all that is given and continues to be given. To breathe without having to think about it, to let our hearts beat, to move forward in life, to look upon one another with the eyes of love, for love is here in this room in all of its fabulousness. Love, that gift of God that has no limits. And so this morning I am knowing for this service, I am knowing for this congregation, I am knowing for every person who is watching, who is listening, that there is health, that there is a healthy sense of spirituality, that this coming together is a giving of love to one another, support, a hand, a touch on the shoulder. All of these gifts upon our table. And so it is with a deep, heartfelt thanks that I release this word, knowing that it is true and that only truth is here. And with this release, I invite us all to say together, and so it is. Amen. Good morning. My name is Sherry Poole. I'm one of the prayer practitioners and spiritual guides here at the center, and I invite you now to join me in reading this morning's affirmation. I expand beyond my comfort zone and trust the universe to support me. So it is.
We have cleared off the table, the leftovers saved, washed the dishes, and put them away. I have told you a story and tucked you in tight at the end of your knockabout day. As the moon sets its sails to carry you to sleep over the midnight sea, I will sing you a song no one sang to me. May it keep you good company. You can be anybody that you want to be. You can love whomever you will. You can travel any country where your heart leads, and know I will love you still. You can live by yourself. You can gather friends around. You can choose one special one. And the only measure of your words and your deeds will be the love you leave behind when you're done. Some children grow up strong and bold, while some are quiet and kind. Some race on ahead and some take it slow. Some go in their own way and time. Some women love women, some men love men. Some leave every label behind. You can dream all the day, never reaching the end of everything possible you'll find. Don't be rattled by names, taunts or games, but seek out spirits true. If you give your friends the best part of yourself, they will give the same back to you. You can be anybody that you want to be. You can love whomever you will. You can travel any country where your heart leads, and know I will love you still. You can live by yourself. You can gather friends around. You can choose one special one. And the only measure of your words and your deeds will be the love you leave behind when you're done. Will be the love you leave behind when you're done.
Well, thank you, Christopher. Thank you for that. This song we just heard, Everything Possible, leads us perfectly into our topic today, which is all about choosing possibility thinking as a mindset. And it's based on an idea from our teaching that there is a creative power at work in life, in the universe, in creation. An intelligence that moves through all of life and expresses itself as everything, as each one of us in this infinite field of potential, this power that we can tune into and express in any way we want, even in a proactive, powerfully creative way. And today I invite us to reflect on the idea that unity is not the same as uniformity. Instead, from the oneness of spirit comes an endless expression of possibilities that has not yet been exhausted and cannot be. At the entrance of our building and also in our bookstore, there is a sign that says something like this: "We welcome all races and ethnicities. We welcome all countries of origin. Welcome here. All sexual orientations and identities, welcome here. All genders, welcome here. All ages, welcome here. All abilities, welcome here. All colors, welcome here. And we display the sign because it reflects our vision of a healthy, loving world that honors the expression of diversity. However, these are challenging times for unity and diversity. Our nation struggles with it ideologically. Right now in our nation, some people are celebrating while others are experiencing dread and disappointment. Now, depending on your perspective, you may be feeling one or the other, relief or unease. Now, this divide that we are experiencing is not solely the product of recent events. It reflects years, if not decades, of these conflicting, differing values and priorities and visions for how life should be in the social field. And history has shown us that societies have often wrestled with ideological differences, right from ancient Greece and the debates there to the political factions in Rome to today, when the divide continues and the role of media and technology cannot be overlooked. It has further increased the polarization. Social media platforms, 24-hour news cycles, creating an echo chamber where sensational content thrives and reinforces existing beliefs and biases. So this environment poses an essential question for us. What is a spiritually motivated individual to do? How does someone inspired by a vision of a world that works for everyone speak about the values of unity and diversity? To answer that question, I think it is important to address some myths that spiritual people can have. Myth number one, my voice doesn't matter, and so I'm going to mind my own business. Now, this belief often silences those who feel they lack power or influence, and it is particularly harmful for those who are not part of the dominant or ruling group. You know how cycles go of political and social change. Whoever the dominant group is, that group is likely to celebrate and feel emboldened, while others may feel the opposite, unheard and even intimidated into silence and fear. As metaphysicians, we have been taught that our voices matter profoundly. A central part of our practice, a tenet of our spiritual understanding is that regardless of external circumstances, there is a center of calm within us, a space from which we live and create. And so then our spiritual practice becomes about anchoring ourselves in that inner calm and living from it. And that is why we are likely to say to ourselves and out loud such things as, spiritually speaking, my life, your life, my life depends on no external factor, on nothing other than the self within. That self that is the seat of courage and connection and calm. And those social systems may be good or bad or in between, what is alive in me is beyond the reach of control and manipulation. And so, from that center of calm courage within, I take my place in the community of beings as an agent for decency and inclusion and clarity and compassion, because I believe that from oneness comes the natural order of diversity. My voice of compassion and loving kindness matters. Thank you. Another myth that spiritual people are likely to suffer from is this one, that it is all too complex. It's just too complicated for the average person to understand. Now, this is an idea that can also keep good people quiet, waiting, minding their own business. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. addressed the problem of keeping quiet in various speeches where he said this phrase in various different forms. Here's one version. It may be that this generation will have to repent not only the bad actions of those of ill will, but the appalling silence of those who are willing to wait. The appalling silence of those who are willing to wait. Well, spiritually speaking, there is no need to wait to become an expert in social matters. There is no need to wait to become an expert to be able to identify such things as injustice. We already know what it is. Within each of us already is the ability to compassionately connect. And according to our tradition, we are already connected to one another. And if we open ourselves to that, we can feel and see each other's lives. There is nothing complicated about caring. There is nothing complex about decency. And that is why, in a spiritual setting like this, we are likely to say silently to ourselves or out loud such things as this. Although I do not know what to do or what to say, there is that within me that always knows. And so I tune into it daily so that it can guide me to speak about what has heart and meaning. And as I tune into it, then the practice of acknowledging injustice becomes gentle and easy, and it guides me into conversations that are relevant. And in so doing, I see that I am planting seeds of new understanding, and in this planting, I am being saved from being part of the appalling silence of those willing to wait and mind their own business. These are just some of the myths that can keep us stuck. Now, the 4-step process I'm about to share with you will show you, I believe, how to move through and around these myths and to keep taking a confident stand for the spiritual values of unity and diversity, to keep a stand for the realization that to the mind that creates all, everything's possible. Step number 1. Get clear on your vision and your values. Your vision of how you would like to see the world unfold. What is the kind of world you would want to live in? It doesn't need to be practical, it should be aspirational. We have a vision at the center, it's called the Global Vision. I feel called to read it today. We see a world that works for everyone, where all life is honored as an expression of the divine, where people live according to spiritual truth, where humanity rediscovers personal creative power, where we live as one global family, where kinship with all life prospers, where unity and connection are emphasized, where forgiveness is the norm, where spiritual guidance is valued, where we are called to conscious social action, where people have enough food, homes, and a sense of belonging, where there is peace, harmony, and justice for all, where resources are valued, cared for, and shared, where communities are meaningfully involved in service to the world, where there is a renewed emphasis on beauty, nature, creativity, art, and aesthetics. Now, you can borrow some of those ideas as you craft your own vision, or you could create a whole new vision for yourself. Don Miguel Ruiz calls it dreaming the new dream. We think of it as the creative use of our imagination. We think of it as the planting of seeds in the soil of consciousness. And it occurs to me today that keeping silent plants no seeds. Then, when you are clear on the vision you want to have, then you can ask yourself, what are the values that I would like to guide my actions as I walk towards this vision? Now, what is a spiritual value? Here are some examples. Compassion, a commitment to understanding and lessening the suffering of others. Gratitude, recognizing and appreciating that which is in life. Kindness, extending care and goodwill to others. Humility, acknowledging one's place within the larger context, but without arrogance. Forgiveness, the willingness to release resentment. Generosity, sharing of time, energy, and resources. Reverence, respecting all of life and nature and art and beauty. Love, courage, service, you get the idea. So you are being called to write down the ones that are most important to you, and then put them on your refrigerator. Research what they mean. Write about them in your journal, and do whatever it takes to keep them front and central in your mind, so that as you move about this world, you are strengthening your mindset from within with the powerful medicine of the awareness of your values. And this way, bit by bit, you make your whole system impenetrable to the corruption of indifference, immune to hatred, and fixed on the self within. That's step one. Step two. Educate yourself about the issues that are important to you or that trouble you. But, warning, do not bypass step one. Do not dabble with disturbing issues without a solid spiritual foundation or anchor. Beware. Then balance your consumption of news and social media in new ways by, for example, exploring books or podcasts that help you connect with and listen and witness the stories of marginalized communities, for example, so that you nourish your brain and your emotions with possibility thinking. For example, Candy's book, How to Be an Anti-Racist, or the NPR podcast, Code Switch. We currently have a 6-week book study that started last week, How to Have an Anti-Racist Conversation. Now, the point is, whether it is social education or spiritual education, the key is that with education can come illumination. The goal is to arrive at that illuminated place of confident, compassionate self-knowing so that nobody else can pull your strings. It's the same goal that we have for our practice of prayer, which is called spiritual mind treatment. The goal is to arrive at that illuminated place of compassionate, confident recognition of the unity of all life. There is no such thing as giving a spiritual mind treatment with anger, with hatred, with vindictiveness, with spite, with disdain. There is no such thing as doing or giving or saying an affirmative prayer with desperation or pleading or force. No, the person giving the treatment has to do the work to get into the right mindset and embrace possibility thinking. So, get the mindset first, and then engagement follows. Our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, said it like this: involution precedes evolution, meaning that everything that is begins in mind first. So start there. Then step number 3, start small with manageable actions and take self-care breaks. It's 2 parts. So let me relate this to a spiritual practice like meditation, for example. Many of us know that we had to start small. We had to start in manageable bits of time, maybe 1 minute, because for some of us, we didn't have a lot of time. For others of us, our minds were just that busy. So you start where you are, and then you increase your exposure to the meditation or whatever it is, because the principle is that practice refines us and develops confidence and poise. And the same applies to standing up for and speaking about your spiritual values in a polarized world. So first, tune in to the self within. Second, educate yourself. And then third, take small steps and practice. Because no matter what side of the political landscape you are on, this methodology leads to a more effective sharing of your voice anyway. And your voice is part of the creation of our future. Now, as you practice staying in your center of calm, you will get better at speaking your spiritual values from a place of informed confidence. And you might even discover that you are quite okay with other people not agreeing with you, because you understand that unity does not mean agreement. It means respect. And you might discover something that all metaphysicians likely already know. And it's this: the power of repetition. Keep on keeping on. Why do you think we read the same vision statement and the same practices week after month after year? To plant it deep inside, so that we embody it, so that we know it, so that we become it, so that we radiate it. Repetition is our friend, and it is powerful. So keep on speaking about what is heart and value for you. Now, part of this step is also to take breaks for self-care. And one of the most powerful strategies for taking a break I know of will seem counterintuitive, but hear me out. Self-care can be practiced by doing something for someone else, because it's mind expanding, because it's heart opening. It regulates the nervous system. It draws out all sorts of compassion and creativity. And service is one of the 5 pillars that we read about every week. Selfless service. So think about it this way. If you need to take a break from the news, go and have a look at the display in our social hall of our 12 nonprofit partners, where there are QR codes and pamphlets you can take that show the opportunity for how you can support them through volunteering. This is a highly effective strategy when facing a tense world and feeling anxious or feeling worried. And the idea is, don't step back. Step forward into your life, into your power, into your creativity. Carry with you the idea the world wants you. Now, a similar strategy for self-care is to create something. It doesn't have to be a masterpiece. Cook something, share it. Write a poem, share it. Make a paper mache model, paint it. Plant a super early garden indoors, do that. Sing something, dance something. It's all about taking the time to tune into the creative spirit within so that its unending joy can flow through you and restore your soul with its courage and clarity. Step number 4. Join an affinity group or a community, because that will diminish any feelings of aloneness or isolation you might be experiencing. So you can find a group that shares your values, whether it's a local organization like the 12 we're suggesting, or a spiritual community like ours, or an online meditation group, of which there are many to choose from. And being part of a community provides a very important support. It also helps us with accountability, and it also provides inspiration. Incidentally, this afternoon we are offering a new member orientation, and you're welcome to attend, to come and check us out and see what does membership mean in this community, because there is something powerful that happens when I say, yes, I am stepping forward to be formally part of something. It creates a personal confidence and a sense of belonging. Now, no matter where you are today in your mind or in your emotions, these steps, these 4 steps, can help us connect to one another. And when we do that, when we talk to each other, when we witness each other, barriers come down reliably and understanding goes up. Today we identified possible myths that might be holding you in your place. My voice doesn't matter. It does. It's too complicated. It's not. We identified steps to engage effectively in expressing your spiritual values. Number 1, identify your vision and your values. Number 2, educate yourself about issues that are important to you. Number 3, start small and keep going and take breaks. And number 4, join a community. I invite you to take a breath in with me now for a spiritual mind treatment to bring our time together to a close. With a breath in. As you exhale, let your eyes close if that feels comfortable and safe for you. First step, recognition. There is one creative power in and through all creation, an infinite intelligence that moves through all of life. This is the source of everything. It is the field of limitless possibility that expresses itself in and through all of creation. It is ever present, ever moving, ever available, here now. Second step, unification. I am an expression of this creative power, as is each person here. It flows through me even as the words of this prayer. It flows through me as the source of my creativity, as it does with other people. I see it as connecting me with all life. As an expression of the infinite, I share in this unity and boundless potential with all life. I feel my kinship with all life. Step 3, realization. I realize that there is within me an infinite field of possibility. Through this prayer, I align with it. I recognize my capacity to honor, to see and experience diversity. I see my capacity to act with compassion. I feel my ability to join, to encourage, to love. So I affirm that my actions today and the days that follow continue to contribute to a world where individuals' inherent worth is celebrated. I realize that my voice matters, and I open my heart to listen to other voices. I use my voice to create clarity, kindness, and connection in me and around me. I remember to be a welcoming space for all races and ethnicities, for all countries of origin, for all sexual orientations and identities, for all genders, ages, and abilities, for all colors, for everything possible. Step 4, thanksgiving. With deep gratitude, I acknowledge the creative power that guides and supports me. I celebrate the opportunities to grow, to serve, and to connect, and to contribute to a world that reflects the highest good. I give thanks for the clarity emerging in me, for the courage that is guiding me, and for the connection that I'm feeling anew. Step 5, release. So I release this word of prayer, this spiritual mind treatment, into that aspect of the divine that I call the law, with confidence that in letting go, I am embracing even further the outcome. And so I seal this by saying together with you, and so it is. I invite you to take a deep breath in, followed by a sigh, as we use breath to make the transition to the next part of our time together, where we practice the spiritual circulation we read about. This is our time of giving. But as we give, I invite you to think also about your receiving. Perhaps it's an inspiration from the music or the message or the prayer. Perhaps it's a smile from somebody. And think also about the ways you give by being here physically, by contributing financially, by sharing a prayer about our center, whatever way you contribute. Today we are focusing on the financial support, so I invite you to consider all the ways that are possible to contribute. And I invite the ushers to stand as you prepare your gift. Won't you place your hand on your chest as a physical symbol of your heart connection to our center, and say after me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and prosper. It does amazing work in the world. And so it is. Ushers, please receive the gift.
My day, open my heart to live to the freedom of choice. Take a breath. Oh, Spirit, guide my day. Open my heart to live your way. Oh, and teach me to hear your voice. Open my mind to the freedom of choice, Spirit.
Thank you so much for all the gifts that you share with this community. Okay, I have a confession. I love tools. I think I got this from my dad. He had a whole garage full of tools, and he rarely used them. Now, I like to use the tools that I have, and I'm especially appreciative of that first step that Dr. Edwards shared with us today, because there are tools that we can use in the science of mind to help us to cultivate that kind of mindset that allows us to be resilient when we are engaging with the world. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you in our class that begins tomorrow at 6 o'clock, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. Now, I was a little skeptical the first time I heard this phrase that, I can just change my thinking and I'll change my life. Well, that sounds like tomfoolery to me, but it turned out to be true. So that's what I would love to share with you. And we'll be exploring these very basic tools for 6 weeks in this class and having all sorts of fun doing that. So you can sign up on our website and come find me after service too. I will help you out. We also offer scholarships for this class because it's one of our accredited classes that you can use as one of your prerequisites to move on to our Advanced Consciousness Studies course. So I really look forward to seeing you there. Now, I have another confession to share. Self-worth. Discovering self-worth can be really challenging, and it's something that I've worked on for much of my life. You know, there's times when I didn't know how to love myself. I didn't know how to forgive myself for mistakes that I made in the world, for people that I might have hurt. And that's why I'm really glad that we've got some educational events that are coming up to help us find that self-worth. And the first one is from practitioner Krista McAtee, and she's going to be sharing her Radical Self-Love Workshop in February, where she'll gently help us to connect to that self-love that it turns out is already within us. We just have to connect to it. So that's going to be a wonderful experience, I know. And the second one is all about forgiveness. Dr. Edward is going to be sharing a 4-week class called Forgiveness, where you'll learn the powerful practice of letting go. So I hope you can let these classes be your gateway to discovering that self-worth in the same way that I did. And you can talk to me after service about that. And they both begin in February. You'll hear some more about them as we get closer. Okay, question for you. Have you ever found yourself belting out a ballad in the confines of your car? Okay, good. Do you sometimes hear music just randomly leap out of you every time your favorite song plays on Spotify? Okay, well, if that sounds like you, Astra Fox is inviting you to her Joyful Frequency Song Circle that begins on Thursday, February 6th. And in it, Astra is going to lead us through joyful, uplifting singing experiences where you don't have to have any musical experience. It's very important. All you need to bring is an open heart and a willingness to share your voice. So you'll explore the power that music has to heal us and to inspire us using easy and positive songs to anchor empowering affirmations. Dr. Edward talked about repetition, right? Well, music's a great way. Have you ever had an earworm in your head that you couldn't get out? What if that earworm was an affirmation? That'd be pretty cool. Well, that's what's going to be happening here, so be sure to check that out. And then speaking of our friend Astra, did you know that she's got a new CD coming out? Wouldn't it be cool if she was right here on this stage performing that CD for all of us in the sanctuary? Well, good, because she is. She's going to do that. And she's going to be here on February 21st to share a CD release concert and reception. Well, she's going to play through the entire CD plus some. We have some of our band members that are going to be helping out too, right, Chris? Yeah, look at that. So that's going to be incredible. You won't want to miss it. You can find more information on our website about that. And then speaking of music, because we got a lot of music in February, our good friend Karen Drucker is going to be back, and she's sharing a Valentine's Taizé, yes, a Valentine's Taizé service with us on Wednesday, February 12, which I want to be clear, it's not happening on Valentine's Day. It's happening the Wednesday, the week of Valentine's Day. So don't come here on Valentine's Day because she's not here that day, okay? That Wednesday, though, she's going to be here, and she's going to lead us through all sorts of wonderful love-inspired music. Okay, so Dr. Edward mentioned our new member orientation today, and I just want to share that that's at 1 o'clock over in Wagoner Hall, which is the last set of doors on the side of the building if you walk that way. If you're watching online and you would like to affirm membership, all you need to do is go to our website and sign up with the registration form, and at 12:30 p.m. today, we will send you the Zoom link for that. We wait until 12:30 in case anybody is waiting to the last minute to affirm their membership. But this is a great way to say that, yes, I am home. This is my home. These are my people, and I want to affirm that. That's what we're going to do in this orientation and a lot more. Finally, do you like food? Okay. Do you like good company? Do you like to support our center? Well, nurturing our community is back this year, and, well, it ticks all of those boxes. So if you're interested in being a host for a food event this year, their team is out in the social hall. Just look for the team wearing the aprons. I'm looking at Bob Hart right now, listening to this announcement. He's got his apron on, and they will tell you all about how you can become a host for these community-led events where we get to share food and company and camaraderie together. So you can find information for all of these things on our website, CSLSR.org. For anything education related, feel free to come up and chat with me. I will help you out. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you, Reverend Russ, and thank you for being here today. If there is something that isn't incomplete in you, or if you cried yourself to sleep last night, or there's just something you want to celebrate and have more of in your life, please make sure you take advantage of the in-room person-to-person individual prayer option. Just go to the host in the back and they will connect you with a prayer practitioner in the sanctuary. And if you're online, you can do that on our website through our Zoom rooms, personal Zoom rooms with prayer practitioners. And now it is time for us to close our service. So won't you please stand as you're able, saying, something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind, life is in my body, and life is in my affairs. I think it, I feel it, and I accept it. Just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. Know with me that you are never alone, that Spirit is right where you are, that you have only to look within at any moment to know that you are guided, sustained, and empowered by a presence that expresses itself as you in this world. In deepest gratitude, let us live our lives accordingly so that in everything that we do and say and think, we honor this presence within. And so it is. Let's close in song.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. I no more